Today, we're here to talk about common science and specifically what to expect in your first year.
We have medical center and counseling, academic and accommodation support, student learning services that are giving you a lot of different areas of coverage in terms of individual courses support and support with general math skills or writing skills.
There's a lot of resources available, and sometimes they're hard to find, but the first year Common Science office will help you out with that. And it can be intimidating because there is a lot and you're new and you don't really know what to do. That's how I felt. But I would say that just by stepping out of your comfort zone, because you're only going to feel discomfort for a bit, like just anxiety of trying to get there. But once you're there and you can get the resources you need, you'll be fine. And one of the things that I liked, or one of the resources that I used in my first year was student learning groups. So basically in my first year, I attended these groups for specifically math and physics, and an upper year student will tutor us in a small group and go over concepts and practice questions that we learned in class that week. And these resources are free. You just have to show up, and it's really helpful because you're getting the extra help that you need. You connect with upper year students, so you have someone that you can ask advice from or any tips that they have. And also you connect with people within your year. I know in these groups, I met a lot of people from my program through these groups.
Another thing that I found was actually really helpful is getting involved with your program union. So for example, for medical physics, there's the medical physics course union. So you can also find that through the first year of science committee. It's really nice because you get connected with people in your program directly as well. And you can have help from upper years, and they also host career nights and things like that. So even more so just from learning, they teach you a lot about what you can do with your program. I also think another really great resource is speaking to your professors and utilizing their office hours. That was one of the biggest things that I found at Ryerson, that your professors do genuinely want you to succeed. So trying to seek help outside of class and trying to ask them the questions that you have, even if you're not comfortable asking in class, is a really great way to excel in your learning as well.
Science 180 is a science orientation course, and I'm hoping we'll be able to start it again in early August as well. It's a mandatory course, and it will give you introduction to Ryerson digital environment, Ryerson policy, different study techniques, different ways to keep you organized, as well as lab safety protocols. And you have, I think it was 14 sessions last year. So you have 14 sessions where Dr. Hyde, our instructor, is either showing you a video or sends you off on a goose chase to look up resources on the websites. And then you complete at the end a questionnaire and submit it. You can do it at your own pace. Last year, we've opened it in the very early August, so students had an opportunity to complete the entire course by the time the actual courses start. It's a really, really great resource, and it gives a lot of information for students that will help them just hit the ground running.
The peer mentoring program was really great because I got to connect with first year students, and my supported learning group sessions, they also helped me connect with first year students. The way I connect with students on my own, in my own kind of fourth years basically, is by joining student groups. So I have joined a couple of student groups. I actually helped plan a virtual event called Biomedical Innovation Night, and it was alongside Melissa. So that was a great way to connect with other fourth years and honestly other students outside of my program too. And as Neha mentioned, you have program unions, and if you join Facebook groups and so on, they're always, or Instagram and social media, and stay up to date, they're always looking for more people to join, especially for first years, because they're always looking for first year representatives. So that's a great way to get involved. And if you get in once, then you can keep on going and just keep creating a more environment with your peers. We also had a lot of hospitals around. So I knew that, in the future, I did want to do something in healthcare, and Ryerson is literally walking distance away from, more than 3 hospitals. And I was always looking for positions, and I did get a position eventually in person before the pandemic started. And, I would literally just walk in between classes. And Ryerson was the closest to all, like, it was like the center of all of these hospitals. And that's part of the reason why I picked it, just because of the location and because it had so many things close to it. And I found that the other universities were further away from what I wanted, location wise. So that's part of the reason why I picked Ryerson. The location is optimal and it's amazing, especially if you want to stay close to healthcare opportunities.
I think the most important thing is that you love what you're learning, because that will fuel everything else. If you're into what you're studying, if you're not looking at, this is a speed bump for me to get to medical school kind of approach, you need to really love what you're doing. Science is a fickle girlfriend, and as long as you're not 100% in it, it will show. It will show in your attitude, it will show in your performance, your grades. So I want to make sure that you guys know that you're getting into a program and you're loving it. It's very common for students to go through science when they find out that that's not what they want to do. Totally normal. But for those students who get to sciences later, it's fantastic. Like, I've seen students just like, can you believe what I learned in biology? And they're like burbling with excitement and stuff. So it's the best. All right. So I think you want to go into the program that you really, really love is my advice.
Going off of that, first of all, recognize that you do love what you're learning. And then I would say really, really, really focus in your first year classes, because they are the basis for anything that you learn later on. So there's stuff that I know I'm going to be taking in third year that I've already learned somewhat in first year. So if you kind of try to build up that fundamental knowledge when you have the opportunity, it's a really great way to kind of set yourself up for success. And just getting a good grasp of those concepts in first year, I think would be like my biggest tip for myself or anyone else too.
I didn't expect to see, so I was looking at like the way the course was structured and how the courses were offered before I went into this program. And that's part of the reason why I picked it, because I love the sequence of the courses. The way they're structured is that they kind of build on each other. But what I really didn't expect was how useful the labs were going to be. I remember just looking at, so in first year, you're going to take general chemistry 2 in your second semester. And that really set up the stage for, chemistry labs. And that set the stage for next year in organic chemistry, where you actually get to make aspirin, and you get to take I think you take the liquid from the orange and actually isolate it. And that was so interesting. And I didn't, just reading the course name before going into the program, I didn't think it was going to be, that interesting. Obviously organic chemistry did appeal to me, but I didn't think the labs would be just so interesting, and that I'm actually creating things in the lab. And I feel like that experience really got me interested in research. And now in my fourth year, I'm actually doing my thesis. So I feel like biomedical science is great. I didn't expect to be this involved in research, but it really did cultivate that experience for me and that interest for me. I'm not doing something chemistry related, but just the experience of the labs and doing something hands-on made me want to pursue more research experiences. So I feel like that's definitely something that I really didn't expect going in, but then I'm really glad that I figured that out, and I'm doing that now.
So should you have any questions, we are always here to help. You can get in touch with our Service Hub team through email, phone, or social media, as well as live chats, or by using ask.ryerson.ca. That's it from me. So on behalf of Ryerson University, thank you once again for joining us today. And I hope that you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy during this time. Have a great night, everyone.